Okay, everyone, this is going to be us working on our pirouettes. We're only working on turning to the right now, and we're coming from fifth position. Like I said in class this week, if you're comfortable coming from fourth and you are willing to work on that, then you can absolutely take the same exercise that we're doing and coming from fourth position, just making sure about a few extra things that I'll touch on when we get closer to that. So, preparing first through our arms, our feet are in first, heels together, toes to the side, planted, no weights in the heels, you should be able to lift them up. Shoulders have 10-pound weights, chest is nice and lifted, but rib cage is secure. I'm gonna lift my elbows while keeping my shoulders down. There's my prep. I open to get ready and present. I turn my palms. Remember the foot that I'm turning with, this is my right. And I'll show it to you from the back so we have a different view of it, right? I have my arm reaching in front of me, palm turned down, and then I have my arm in my second, reaching on the diagonal, not reaching too far to the side so I don't disrupt my back and my rib cage. And then as I plie, I bend and I snap my fingers back together, elbows up and lifted, right? So we're opening the door a little bit, and I really want you to think about that second arm, so your left arm really coming around to meet the right arm. The left arm is going to be the one for us in particular turning to the right that gets us that momentum to get around. Now talking about the feet, you're coming from first position. You're going to tendu out from first, straight leg, pointed toe. Now you're going to cross that foot in the front, heel to toe, bend the legs as you come into fifth. So that's operating at the same time. So as I'm rolling through my tendu, ball into sliding into my heel, I'm bending both legs already. So now when I arrive there, I'm finding my prep. I'm checking and making sure that I'm not rolling in or rolling out. I feel my whole foot on the floor. My knees are floating to the side, and my lower back isn't curving back behind me to get out of that way. I'm thinking about my upper body just being on the top of an elevator and my legs going down and everything coming with. Nothing else disrupts, right? You're here. I'm just gonna show it from flat, okay? I'm gonna be turning to my right. So we're gonna push through the toes as the leg straightens, and you're gonna turn on the ball of the foot. The right foot's gonna come up to the ankle, push, and the left leg's going to straighten. Notice that you see my clear line of my blue shirt and my black pants, that my hips didn't come up and we don't see a diagonal line or a shift of any kind because we're just picking up from the foot, bending the leg. So we have here, push, and I'm already in a quarter turn. I'm still forward on my 5 toes, and my heel is pressing out, using that rotation to help get me around as well. So just showing that one more time with the feet, you start from first, tendu push, close fifth position heel to toe. You're gonna push the right toes away into the ankle and pivot on the left ball of the foot, push, and then that's your quarter turn. So now with the arms. You have, starting in first, tendu present, turn the palms as you come into fifth, then we push and turn, bend, snap, and I come up to my arms in first. And you can see that I just happened to use the wall that I had right there for support, right? So we're using our arms and our feet all at the same time, all these little motions that when put together are able to get us around. The next thing that I want you to think about if you're starting to get comfortable with that motion with the turns is to use your eyes. So when you're coming into your pirouette, I want you to look where you're going. So as I start to turn, I'm gonna look to the right and find something to help get me there, because this can all go with, right? But we have to look at where we're actually going so that type of breakdown doesn't happen. So everything I want you to think about looking together and finding it as you push and turn, okay? You can break this all down. You don't have to put them all together. You can just work on pushing through the toes and rotating on the ball of the foot a quarter turn. You can add the arms later if you want. You can only have one arm. For example, if you have a support that you want to use just to work on the push, you can hold one arm on your support and use the other way. Another option that we saw, like I directed one of the students in class, is to have the support to where you want to end when you're turning. So if I'm turning over to the right and I want to practice just getting my quarter turn and understanding what that feels like, I would put my support on that right quarter turn side. So when I ended my turn, I would be able to grab it and stay right there, right? I want you to grab in front of you, just like as if you were, because grabbing in front of you is going to reflect your arm staying in front of you. I don't want you to get into a position where you're reaching behind or reaching too far away from you, because then it'll disrupt the center that you've created, because when you're turning, you'll fall out of that or you have to get it back somehow, right? So, for example, right, I have my bookshelf all the way over here. So if I were to practice my turn and I wanted to land with my bookshelf right there, there's my arms here, I bend and I snap in. So then I can check my body there. I can also come to flat and check my body while I'm reaching with my support. If you are turning from fourth position, and that's where you are comfortable turning at, a few checkpoints that I want to give you. When you're coming in from your fourth position, whether you're starting in fifth or first to start your preparation, everything is still the same. Same arm as leg, however that foot is coming from the back, right? A few things that I want you to check in with yourself about. Do you have even weight on both feet? Are you leaning too far back or too far forward? Also check into your back as well. Make sure that you're not curving the lower spine and that it's just settling down like a root into the earth and the natural curve is still there. Watch for twisting in the spine, as we can also watch for in fifth position. So just make sure you're not winding up to turn and that it's still coming from the arms and the push of the toes. And then also for fourth position, you still really want to focus on bringing the toe directly to the ankle, right? We're turning in a coup de pied at the ankle. So making sure that you're not floating the leg to get there. The leg has to work even faster to get to the front of the foot. So making sure that the arrow is shooting through the water, which also applies to fifth position, right? We don't want to take our time getting our foot up to the ankle. We want to be ready for our pirouette, already by a quarter turn to get us the rest of the way around. As you get comfortable with your quarter turn and you want to move your support to the back, so then you would do a half turn. So you'd be coming from heels together, toes to the side, tendu, prepare, bend and turn. You can stop yourself and find your half turn. You can move to 3/4, and then if you do feel comfortable, you can go into a full turn. If you're going into a full turn, making sure eyes are up and seeing the space, making sure that you're looking and ending in the same place for a full turn as well, right? We don't want to be looking down at the floor or anywhere else, because if I start to turn and I'm looking somewhere else, I'm going to start to lose my turn. Elbows up and supported, dowels sticking out from the hips all the way into the elbows, supporting them up. Biceps and triceps engaged, wings are engaged all the way in the back. Keeping that space so it's not dead space, and this is having to get lugged around. It's activated space for when we're turning. If you have any other questions, please email me, and happy pirouettes.